And how you guys doing? This is very important in reference to the crimes of government and the crimes of satellite controllers and the crimes of their types of people. It's illegal for a person to be a satellite controller that has bad eyesight. It is illegal for a satellite controller to have bad teeth to be a satellite controller. I mean, like if they're a satellite controller, they don't have a right being a satellite controller if they have dentures or fake teeth, I guess you'd say, you know that, right? It's illegal for people to be satellite controllers if they have certain types of injuries or health problems, because they try to create those types of health problems on their victims. It's illegal for the Germans to be controlling the American medical industry, because Germans might have different ailments of other ethnicities, and then the Germans have tried to put their ailments on Italians or French or English or Asians. It's illegal for Germans to be controlling the health and lifespans of other races in America. It's illegal for a German to try to create falsifications of mutilating a person's teeth to try to call them a German. It's illegal for Germans to try to put time limits on other people's lives and the longevity of a person's teeth. Do you understand that? It's illegal for the government to be mutilating people's teeth that have prettier teeth than politicians or anybody's teeth at all. That's very un-American. There's dentist offices in all 50 states in America, several dentist offices. I've had the same dentist for over 40 plus years. Beverly Hills dentist, you know. And this government, man, is violating the Beverly Hills protection laws. You know, I live in Beverly Hills, even though I'm being held hostage in Indiana. I own my mother and father's mansions in Beverly Hills and everywhere else. I live in New York, too. I own my mother and father's mansions in New York. I live in New Jersey. I own my mother and father's mansions in New Jersey. I own my mother and father's mansions in Texas. I own my mother and father's mansions in every city and state. Don't forget, my family was wealthy. My parents owned companies and businesses and farmland, grocery stores, gas stations, department stores. These politicians are trying to steal things. And Wall Street said hello. Yeah, my parents own some property over there near Wall Street, too. Some places. The satellite man's still damaging my teeth, trying to call me a poor boy, trying to call me a poverty person. These dirty politicians are trying to steal the wealth of my family. They didn't earn it. They didn't build it. They didn't create the wealth. They're trying to steal under their regime of politics in America. They thought they'd damage my teeth because they wanted to call me trash. They wanted to call me a junkie because they don't have the education, or they didn't have education. So they thought they would terrorize somebody else's life. Or they didn't have the disability, or not disability, they didn't have the discipline, not disability. They didn't have the discipline. I messed with my mouth when I was talking. These people claimed since they didn't have the discipline to stick to the books when they were younger, they thought they'd get in the government and terrorize other people that are scholars, other people that are intellectuals, other people that live life without being involved in their fucking their dirty fucking tricks. They just hit me in the mouth again. They're eating people's teeth with their satellites. Satellites are not FDA approved, and they're not ADA approved either for you to be looking at a person's mouth. Do you understand that, government man? You are violating the laws of America, and you need to get stopped. You don't have a right piercing into people's mouths with your satellites. You don't have a right damaging their teeth. And you sure in the fuck don't have a right calling Italians diabetic. Now, people have seen me eat donuts. They've seen me drink iced tea with sugar in it. Never had a health problem. You want me to make a video of putting sugar in something? Now, if I was diabetic, I would fall out. Meaning, like, I would pass out or fall down. Right? Right? Now, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a video of... Now, that would happen in a short time. Like, if I put, like, a pound of sugar in something. And if I drank it down, I'd have all kinds of strange shit going on, wouldn't I? To show you that I am not diabetic. Right? Right? And don't forget, my father was over 9 feet tall. My grandfather was over 12 feet tall back in the 40s or 50s. Do you understand that, you fucking fag? You better stay out of my mouth. Germans tried to call me diabetic because my blood color is different than theirs. Because mine is a real royal blood type. A real purple blood. Now, you've seen, in reference to when I've had injuries and scabs on my body from like a scar or from a scratch or something, and you've seen it turn purple. You know, there's different types of blood. There's like surface diluted blood. It's like these people have been burning my blood, been burning my mouth. That's a violation of asthma protection laws. Do you understand that Germans don't know a fucking thing about asthma? Most of them don't. Do you understand they don't understand anything about hyperventilation? Do you understand that? These government people or these Middle Easterners or whoever they are, whatever race they are, damaging a person's teeth that has asthma and hyperventilation is attempted murder. How many court cases has the Asthma Association had against these people? They're supposed to be in court every fucking day of the week, you know, every business day. And they're supposed to be filing court lawsuits on the weekends, too. Do you understand Germans have murdered Italians and French people and Asians by accusing them of being diabetic? Do you understand that? And they've done this shit in America. They have murdered and mutilated people's teeth by calling them diabetic. And you know what the fucking German tries to say? They try to say they do that to stop them from having big penises when they were born with big penises. Because the Germans got smaller penises than Italians. Look it up on the internet. What races and ethnicities have larger penises? Come on, man. It's backed up by medical fucking facts that you Germans have tried to murder Italians and Americans and Europeans by fabricating diabetes on the races and ethnicities of Italians and French and Greeks in your terrorism game of genocide. My DNA has been checked over 100 fucking times. Never have I ever been diabetic. Do you understand that, you fucking stupid terrorist? My DNA's been checked. Never once in the entire history of the fucking world have I ever been German. Not German now, wasn't German yesterday, wasn't German when I was born, not German. And somebody wants you to know that they can arrest your people if you try to call Walt Disney Sr. a German. And Wikipedia, you need to fix that. They tried to say that Walt Disney was a German when he was not a German. Walt Disney's DNA is the same as mine. Walt Disney Sr. is what they want you to know, is what they just communicated to. Germans do not have a right controlling first world country medical. Germans are third world country. Why the fuck would people allow Germans that slaughtered and murdered people in the Holocaust, calling people sick and trying to starve them to death? Because Germans claimed they wanted to see what other people's anatomies were because they were different than their Germans. That's human testing crimes. That's socialism crimes. That's propaganda. And that is treason. Germans don't have a right fucking up people's teeth to try to call them Germans. Middle Easterners don't have a right. Nobody has a right messing up people's teeth. You need to stop your shit games and shit-mouthing Americans. You politicians do not have a fucking right at all. And they need to get the identity of this man that keeps claiming he thought he was a better looking person than me. Now, I'm kind of humble in that area. I look like my parents, I look like my mother, and she was very beautiful. I look like my father. He was very beautiful. Yeah, don't forget, Walt Disney Sr. wore a fake nose in a lot of those videos, Somebody wants you to know that, too. So, Walt Disney didn't have as big a nose as you think, and neither did George Vanderbilt. That's what somebody might say. And, my father, he's going to come back to life, and he would want you to know that his nose wasn't as big as some people made it look in pictures and videos or something. Now, my mother, if she was alive, she'd be kind of giggling because my mother probably had a smaller nose than my father. I love my father no matter how big his nose was or how small it was. But my father was a very big man. So, there's a little humor there. Me and my mother never said nothing about my father's nose. My father's nose was beautiful. My father was beautiful top to toe, no matter what. And my father was French and Italian. My father was royalty of France too, wasn't he? And Italy. And my mother was royalty of France and Italy and America. Of course, American Gilded Age of royalty, not German. There is no such thing as Germans or any other race of people claiming to be dominant in this country. Germans are not from this country. Germans are not the leaders of royalty or the distinguishing factor of royalty, and neither are the Middle East. The Middle East does not have any royal power in America. Do you understand what has happened to people in America? They allowed people to get into government to claim they had a higher status than Americans. And they tortured and mutilated Americans. And those politicians and government branches violated the guidelines to be in those positions, as they had their hidden agendas to attack Americans and other ethnicities that might have been visiting America. These government people are violating the laws of America. And hello, Mexico, how you guys doing? Friendly people down there. And hello, Canada, friendly people. And there's a problem in America of people jumping rank. And even when they're in high positions of government, there is guidelines that govern over the power of government in this country. And term limits that are very important to protect the people from psycho politicians standing up there looking like they were not psychos or terrorists or manipulators when they are up there fooling the people on television as they are intentionally attacking the American people with satellites, fabricating against Americans, damaging their faces and teeth, accusing them of crimes because they try to find a person of their race that gets plastic surgery and tries to look like Americans, such as their nose jobs. These government people getting nose jobs to fool the American people as their way of sneaking in and attacking and murdering Americans. Now, you know, I have Italian family history and French family history. And there's some people that have large noses. But they're not serial killers. They're not murderers in this country. These other people are the murderers. These people are the terrorists. Some of my relatives helped build this country. And don't forget, my family lost over 100 relatives in the Holocaust. Do you understand that? And Adolf Hitler's people slaughtered and murdered over 100 of my relatives. And the U.S. government has that on record? Is that what it is? Is it 100 plus people? Distant cousins and things like that. European Jews, European Italian Catholic Jews, French Catholic Italian or French Catholic Jews. You know, in reference to the history of things, these Germans are violating my anatomy and they're violating my face and teeth. They're violating my penis. Is my picture in the Holocaust Museum? Is my mother and father's picture in the Holocaust Museum in New York or in other cities and states? If somebody wants to put that on the internet, they can do that. Is my teeth documented at the Smithsonian? Don't they have a display of what my teeth looked like before these people had damaged them? In their racism, communism? You know, there's different types of people in this country, and I'm friendly, and most people know that. But there's some people that try to take advantage of my friendliness, or they try to hurt me, or they try to get nasty, or they try to do dirty things to me, and so, you know, they try to make up shit. Now, which person has done these things to my teeth? These gay men are blocking me from having a girlfriend. Girls that I've known 30, 40, even 40 years. Some of these supermodels that are friends of mine. This gay man is blocking my friends that I've been friends with since I was a little boy. This gay fucking terrorist is blocking me from my American rights. And that gay government man needs to get fucking arrested. You know what the motherfucker said? He said he was doing an investigation with his German party in America. Oh, I hate to fucking tell you, any German investigation on me is treason. You blocking me from having a girlfriend, you fucking fag German terrorist. You need to get arrested. You need to get prosecuted. Maybe they'll bury your face in the fucking sand, you fucking terrorists, in your goddamn satellite games. You better stay out of my breathing space. My mouth is part of my breathing space, my nose. You're violating my personal space. And see, you don't understand about asthma, do you, government man? When you damage a person's teeth that has asthma, you cause them more problems of life. And you think that's fucking funny. But it can get you the fucking death penalty, you fucking trash. Asthma is a very serious thing. Your activity of damaging a person's teeth makes it easier to knock the wind out of somebody. You damaging a person's teeth makes it harder to control the exhaling, which is attempted fucking murder. When you have damaged a person's mouth and damaged their teeth, that means you're trying to knock the wind out of them, or you're knocking the spit out of them by blowing through their face or blowing through their neck. Think you're fucking funny. See, when they blow through your neck, it creates a pushing of saliva and things out your mouth, like when they try to make people spit. Your tampering with people's mouths, government man, should get you the fucking death penalty real fucking quick. You get prosecuted for your crimes.